Newton's first law, usually called the law of inertia, is a restatement of Galileo's idea that a force is not needed to keep an object moving. Newton's first law states that every object continues in a state of rest or of uniform speed in a straight line unless acted on by a non-zero net force.
Another example of Newton's first law. Random backflip.
Newton's second law. Newton was the first to realize that the acceleration produced when we move something depends not only on how hard we push or pull, but also on the object's mass. He came up with one of the most important rules of nature ever proposed. His second law of motion, Newton's second law, describes the relationship among an object's mass, an object's acceleration, and the net force of an object. Newton's second law states that the acceleration produced by a net force on an object is directly proportional to the magnitude of the net force, is in the same direction as the net force, and is inversely proportional to the mass of an object. This relationship can be written as an equation. Acceleration is equal to the net force divided by mass, or A equals F over M. Jim Caldwell and Adam Gray, everyone. Wow, Jim.
Another example of Newton's second law.
Go Bucs!
Third law describes the relationship between forces and interaction. Newton's third law states that whenever one object exerts a force on the second object exerts an equal and opposite force on the first object. Another example of Newton's third law. Okay, we're good.
Huh?
Hurry, take a picture.
Here you go. Alright, look this way.
Hurry. There you go.
Wow.
Yeah!
Newton's first law for our examples, we first kicked the soccer ball. The soccer ball was at rest, and Adam kicked the ball to Turtle. Adam's foot put a force on the ball at rest and made it go into motion. Then for our second example, we were on the trampoline and Turtle was at rest. And when Turtle was at rest, I pushed on him and gave him a force that made him not at rest, which is an example of Newton's first law of inertia.
Newton's second law of motion we used as an example of we pushed the toy car with the same force, and we pushed the big car with the same force, and the little car went a lot further because it has a smaller mass, and the big car didn't go as far because it has a bigger mass. And then we used a golf club to hit a basketball and a golf ball. The golf ball went a lot further because it has less mass, and the basketball didn't go as far because it has more mass. That was Newton's second law.
Our examples for Newton's third law were when Jim hit Andrew with the tennis ball. The action force was the tennis ball hitting Andrew, and the reaction was Andrew hitting the tennis ball. Our second example was Andrew and Margaret and Clayton's trebuchet. When when the ball hit the ground, that's the action force. The reaction force is when the ground hits the ball.